And of course, the International Space Station is run really by 16 nations, most importantly the United States, Russia, Europe, Japan.
Sure.
But for years, the shuttle system was providing supplies, transportation of supplies, as well as crew members to the International Space Station. And I think a lot of people wonder, can the United States retain its leadership role in space without a shuttle system?
Well, it's going to eventually develop a replacement for the shuttle system. They're developing a rocket now, SLS, and an Orion, a capsule that will take astronauts back into space, but also deep space. But also NASA is relying on the commercial guys to come in and provide the transportation from Earth to the International Space Station. And right now we've got SpaceX doing that. Hopefully Orbital Sciences will do that. So we have a couple of areas where we will probably start providing stuff to the International Space Station. But as of right now, crews are getting up and down on the International Space Station on the Russian Soyuz. Okay, the Russians are also providing supplies to the International Space Station. So they have a rocket that they take to the International Space Station. The Europeans do it with the with their Ariane, and the Japanese can do it. So we have three other choices, but right now we are developing that capability, but we're doing it through commercial means.
And cooperatively rather than competitively. But I wonder, with, as you said, right now, the Russian Soyuz being so important to the maintenance of the International Space Station, what impact political issues like what we're seeing now with Russia and the situation in Syria, what, if any, impact does it have on international cooperation in space? Or is space exploration like sports where we transcend that in cases like this?
I'm hoping that we transcend that. You know, I have not heard any rumbles one way or the other. Right now you have 6 crew members on the International Space Station. Half of those crew members are Russian. So, and the crews are up there for almost 6 months at a time. So you have 12 crews up there over a year span, and half of them are Russian, 40% are American, and then you've got Canadian and a Japanese and a European. So I think because the Russians provide most of the crews as well as the support for the International Space Station, I think hopefully that will transcend the problems here on Earth.
You spent a lot of time in the astronaut office through NASA, and I'm wondering what it was like for you to interact with astronauts from all over the world.
It was great. It was a great experience, but it was great just to deal with the American astronauts as well as some of the European, but I didn't see a lot of them. I saw the European astronauts on my second space flight because I flew with 3 of them, which were top-notch guys, and we also interfaced with their Mission Control Center in Oberpfaffenhofen. So it was great to work with international astronauts. On my second space flight, I had to learn to speak German, which was interesting. You know, I had to learn to speak German, and I spent I'd say 4 to 5 months in Germany training 3 and 4 weeks at a time, and it gave me an opportunity to practice my German. So it was an interesting experience from that regard.